What is the first stage of betrayal? Huh? Then the second one is what? Offense. The third one is what? Passivity. Where did I get to last week? We had a passivity. Okay. So the fourth stage, right, is the critical stage. The critical stage. The critical stage. You cannot be in church. You cannot be part of an organization and your tongue in cheek, your mantra is criticism. There's something called constructive criticism. Even that, you have to be very wise in how you deal with it. But you, all you do is criticize. And then somebody will stand in the front as an armor bearer with glasses on. What is wrong with these people? No, yo, I like your glasses, beautiful. Leave it, keep it on. I'm saying, just saying. Why would you? I saw if a say cry, woman CCTV. Is it your business? You are criticizing everything you see. So for my mission, is it your business? You have the spirit of criticism. You criticize. It's a state in disloyalty. You're on your way to being disloyal. You're on your way to being a betrayer. Ask your neighbor, are you a betrayer? I say, ask your neighbor, are you a betrayer? If you don't ask your neighbor, you yourself be a betrayer. Ask your neighbor, are you a betrayer? It's part of the thing. When they say do something, then you're like, you need to say, oh, you're a big man. Or someone say, you will say so. You're on your way to be a betrayer. The critical stage. The fifth stage is very important to me. The political stage. Write it down. The political stage. When a person gets to this stage, they begin to recruit other people into their ideology. The political stage is where people recruit other people to be part of their ideology. So if you look at Absalom started by being at offense stage. Then he went into the passive stage. He didn't say anything for 2 years. He was around his father, looking for the opportune time to strike for 2 years. Then he became critical of David's policies, the critical stage. Then he went to the political stage where he began to tell people about what my father did. I'll do like this. My father is like this. And then he used that to get some following before he struck his father. The political stage. 2 Samuel 15 verse 3, the political stage. If you start from verse 2, you find that when the people are going to tell the king their problem, the guy will waylay them somewhere and corner them along the way and ask, what's your problem? He say, this, if I were king, the way I'll deal with this thing, even the way you greet them, he will hug them, you give them a kiss on the cheek, very nice. Everybody who was coming, as a king sat and he saw it as and you would ask what their problem was, and he said, if I were king, I'd have done it this way, I'd have done it. So he began to rally people, and the Bible says, and that is how by verse 6 of 2 Samuel 15, he stole the hearts of the men of Israel. Be careful when people come and say, Charlie, people are saying, trust me, they are the ones saying it. So when I come to them, people are saying, I'm asking for names. Give me names, baby, give me names. Don't come and say people are saying, or they come and say, we've got to pray for the pastor. I said, don't pray myself for this. Some people will say it from a good place. But some people are only saying it to drop an idea in your head. That Osofo is doing some harm. Haven't you seen that music director? I said, I'm sure will be. If you think that's the case, there are ways to go about it instead of being political. I didn't do that all. There are ways to go about it instead of being political. When people become political, believe me, the best way is to let them go. Say, let them go. I'm going to cut you off fast. Because there are people that God has brought into the fold where we are breaking our backs physically and spiritually to make sure they are nurtured into what God has intended for them to become. And we are not going to allow one betrayer to come and destroy what God is doing with his people. So yes, we are not called to everybody. We are not called to everybody. There are people, if you bring them into the fold, you have got trouble, not just for you, but for a lot of people in the fold. When one person has become like a canker, a cancer, or gangrene, you have to cut them off. Tell them, cut them off. I know a stage, deception. Stage number 6, deception. Deception. We are looking at devotion and betrayal, the stages of betrayal, because the church has been subjected to a particular kind of happening over the past, say, 10 weeks, and because of that, it has prompted and preempted these teachings to bring light even into that department. 6th stage, deception. Do you know that every single betrayer is deceived? Let me tell you the truth. The betrayer is deceived either by the whisperings of hell or by what somebody else is telling them. Every betrayer is deceived. Every betrayer is deceived. I don't allow Satan to spoil the secret. Every betrayer is what? Deceived. Every betrayer. At one point they think they are the best. They think they are good. Every betrayer is suffering from a degree of deception. Every betrayer is suffering from a degree of deception. Either the devil is whispering into their ears directly or somebody else is. Many betrayers, I wrote here, are deceived into thinking they are greater than their seniors. So sometimes you see a son or a daughter, like Pastor Maxwell, he'll be doing something, he'll be working on a few people. I see him praying, doing deliverance with people, and when he finishes, he comes to give me feedback. So then this one is, then this one is, then this one is. I don't even talk to people, but over time I hear people telling me stuff. Oh, Pastor Maxwell prayed for me. Pastor Maxwell said this happened. Pastor Maxwell did this. And I expect him to be greater than me. I'm raising people that I think should always be limited under my seeming overbearing influence. Then I'm a very bad leader. I expect him to become better. I expect that 2-3 years from now, I'm giving him a bigger branch with bigger people running 4 services. I expect him and everybody else that is coming up, like Pastor Joshua. You saw Joshua led the Thanksgiving session powerfully. So I expect people to become better. I expect. But you see, even Jesus said in John 14:12, the works that I do, you do greater things. You do greater things. Jesus never wrote a book. Pastor Eastwood has written, I don't know how many books. Jesus raised 2 people from the dead. Smith Wigglesworth in his lifetime raised 21 people from the dead. Jesus had a Bible school of 12 people, the disciples. How many pastors have Bible schools? All over the place. Jesus, at the time of his death, they were fighting one another. The pastors with private jets today, because greater things than this somebody do. But Jesus was wise in the end. He said in John 13:16, the servant is not greater than his master. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. People get a little money and all of a sudden the pastor is a small boy. When you call him and say, I'll send you some money, I'm busy, it's a Sunday, I've got to go play golf. But yeah, don't that fire you there. Because now he gets more coins, so he is. So when you go, even his tone on the phone when you call him now. At first you say, oh, daddy, everything's there. When you call him, hello. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Is everything okay? Is the family okay? Yeah, we're good, Dad, I'm in a little meeting, I'll call you back, No, he will say that. Yo, Timo, I'm in a little meeting, I'm gonna call you back, all right? Hey. You call me back. Somebody said 3 days later. So the meeting took 3 days. Then they call you back. Then, yeah, Timo, Charlie, sorry, Charlie. You know, I go this thing 3 days, I come here 2 days, I go here for 1 day, we have some lunch for Venice, for Italy. I come yesterday. Sorry, Rosie. I will try pastor. I haven't seen church in a while. Is everything okay? So I see you're doing well. Wow. I'm still praying for it. Let's hope everything works well. Yeah, right now, dear Charlie, the business is boom. So we'll go see, we'll go around. I will send you something, don't worry. You go send me something. So now I'm hungry. You're sending me something. You get small money, you know, the pastor become a small boy. Forgetting that money, it goes away very fast. Money has wings. You know what I'm saying? When I was my wife to see one of my spiritual fathers yesterday, he's just head of the civil service, just retired this year. Then he said something to me. He said he was in Rome to meet one of them, something, government related stuff. And they met a particular, like the third or the fourth in command from the Pope. And the guy said, when Peter and the other apostles got to the gate called Beautiful, and they said, silver and gold have I none. We don't say that, because silver and gold we have it. And then he said to him, so in the Vatican you have silver and gold. That's why you don't have the power that the apostles have. Because it's not either or, but once you begin to place the premium on the wealth, it's an indication that you've lost the power. You know, a guy in Nigeria owns, he's in the billions when it comes to wealth and in dollars. He goes on the street and he's preaching the gospel on the street with no bodyguard. They hold microphone, they preach gospel on the street. You have 3 clothes in your wardrobe and 4 shoes, and you will not tell somebody that Jesus loves them. Because my makeup will get wet. Let's get off this up. Your makeup will get wet. We should get off this up. John 13:16, he says the servant isn't greater than his master. The servant isn't greater than. It's a particular verse I'm looking for. It's a particular verse I'm looking for. I'll get there. Okay. If you look at the case of Lucifer, he forgot that he was created by God. He forgot that he was anointed by God. I'll go fast. Ezekiel 28:14. He forgot that God made him so. In Ezekiel 28:12 and 30, he said, you are full of wisdom. You are perfect in beauty. You were created. He looked at what he was and where he was, and he forgot that somebody held his hand and walked them through. When I see people that easily forget and are ungrateful, I ran away from them. I'm telling you, it's venomous to be ungrateful, to forget that some time ago you were somewhere. I was with Bishop Pepper yesterday with my wife. Give him a seat and do what sounds to. And he said something. He said, hey, that guy is there. That guy, we used to live in the same house together. And it's time to go to church. If you don't dress early, by the time you get to church, somebody's wearing your tie and he's leading praise and worship. So you have to quickly get up and wear your thing and go. And you see, even though he's a big boy, he's blessed, he's still in touch with reality. He's telling you how he started. Most of us here, we forget people that held our hands and walked us through life. And we all of a sudden, you are so puffed up. You are on your way to being a betrayer. I think that you guys, you should clap for me, because as they change the face, Ezekiel 28:17. It talks about Lucifer's heart was lifted because of his beauty. Success has a way of deceiving men. But you forget that kingmakers don't look like kings. And if kingmakers can make kings, they can unmake kings. Think about it. If they can make kings, they can unmake kings, even though they don't look like kings. You have to be careful how you treat people. I have disciplined trained myself never to say a bad word against somebody who has hurt me. I am so mindful of it. So I won't say, I don't say that. But the fact that I don't say it doesn't mean that you are absolved of the consequences of your actions. Life is action and reaction. They are consistent, but they are opposite. Life is full of actions and reactions. What you sow, you reap. I don't have to say it. So right, I pray for you. I don't pray for you because it's a show off. No, I pray for you so that my heart is not bitter against you. But I cannot be bitter against somebody I'm praying for. It's the only reason I pray for you.
The word.
The Bible says God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. If the Bible is yours, underline and highlight the word diligent.
The worship. The joy.
An avenue of love, togetherness, transformation, and solution.
Grace Avenue.
No gimmicks, just Jesus. Grace Avenue. Grace lives here.
And like what Jesus said in Luke 22 verse 19, talking about communion, he said, do this in remembrance of me. Every time you take the communion, remember that the reason why you are wearing your white shirt today is because I died for you. Every time you take the communion, remember the reason why you are able to come out of like the woman of God said, a family that is plagued with stark poverty is because I died for you. The reason why I drive in a good car today, remember from whence you came, is because I died for you. He said, do this in remembrance of me. You are always doing it because I mean, there are other reasons, right? But I like what the Lord said about this. He said, do this as you remember. That the fact that you can stand in front of people and speak and they are writing is because I died for you. You have to remember people who helped you, people who've been there for you, people who've held your hand. Don't be a betrayer. Look at him and say, don't be a betrayer. Don't be a betrayer. And around this, we'll be out to finish stages of loyalty, and then I'll probably do something else. Next week, I'll jump into something else. The seventh stage is open rebellion. Open rebellion. At this point, people are rebelling against authority. When you see somebody fighting me, or fighting the MD, or fighting anybody in here, or even in your own businesses, fighting people who are in authority, trust you, me. It didn't start by the first one, so no. Yes, in the process that has been on the backside there's been offense, there's been passivity, there's been criticism, the critical state, there's the political state, there's been the deception, and before they got here, it has been seething over time. So look out for those things in your company. Look out for those things. Look out. There are people that are smiling with you but are ready to kill you in a jiffy. Tell them and look out. In Revelation 12:7, Lucifer rebelled openly. 2 Samuel 16:11, Absalom rebelled openly. Matthew 26:47-48. I'm gonna go over it again so you guys get it. Judas did it over time. Lucifer, Revelation 12:7. Absalom, 2 Samuel 16:11. Judas, Matthew 26:47 and 48. Look out for betrayers. Not just in the church, everywhere else. Look out for them. For somebody to be able to betray you, they must be close to you. The last stage I will touch, and then we'll close this. The eighth stage, say execution. Many people who join these betrayers, they don't know the real reason for the betrayal. The person who is bringing you, when Absalom went, he brought the people, hey, oh, come together. Come. The people themselves, they didn't know why they were coming together. It was only Absalom that knew. 2 Samuel 15:11. 200 men from Jerusalem. 2 Samuel 15:11. 200 men from Jerusalem had accompanied Absalom. They had been invited as guests, and they went quite innocently, knowing nothing about the matter. They went innocently. You know, say daddy said these days I don't see him well. These days go keep we fasting, they chop for house. That guy, I don't see him. Then you too. Just say now also very, 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 very wise individual. You join the bandwagon, pulling down authority. But you don't know that the person who is saying these things has a motive. He's only drawing you into their space. Are you listening to me at all? Yeah. So it's not just for church, it's even in your own business, in your home, in your school. Look out for betrayers. Look out for them. Every betrayer, every rebel is a witch. And I wrote here in my notes, PFE, pause for effect. So I've paused. So that I know that one of you, I said, hey, my base, I say every betrayer is a witch. Every rebel is a witch. It's a class in that. Can I show you the Bible? Can I show you in the Bible? Hey, can I show you the Bible? Yes, please. 1 Samuel 15 verse 23. Put it up. Have they put it up? Yes. What does it say? For rebellion is like the sin of abomination, and arrogance like the evil of idolatry. Give me another version. Divination is witchcraft. Most of you don't speak English. Divination is witchcraft. Give me. I should say that. Okay. Give me. Is there witchcraft there? What are you saying? For rebellion is like the sin of witchcraft. Am I the one who said it? No. Rebellion is at the sin of witchcraft. And what does the Bible say in Exodus 22 verse 18? What's the Bible's advice on witchcraft? Oh, what does it say? Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. I know that at this point you are telling me that God is love. What I mean by don't suffer a witch to live is that don't allow the live to witch. The live to witch. The witch to live. Daddy was saying. The live to live. What he's saying is within the confines of our organization, both physically and spiritually, don't allow the operations of that rebel to continue. So cut them off. So do what? Cut them off. Tell them, cut them off.
The word.
The Bible says God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. If the Bible is yours, underline and highlight the word diligent.
The worship. The joy.
Everything displays the wonders of your grace. You took
an avenue of love, togetherness, transformation, and solution.
Grace Avenue.
No gimmicks, just Jesus. Grace Avenue. Grace lives here.
I've executed a couple of people. And I'm pruning. You know, in every living organism, you have to prune. You have to, when they die, you have to pull them off, else they begin to kill other things. So you pull them down. Throughout the Bible, God has made sure that every single betrayer has died. So I'm not talking about death as in, no. I'm just saying within what I am doing, within what God, the mandate God has given me as Timothy Bentum, and within what God has brought men around me to help, because what God has given me, I cannot do it alone. I need people. And so God will send people to me as the provision for the vision He has given me. And so if anybody is going to come to destroy what God has given me, and the people who are the provision for the vision that God has given me, I am supposed to be a leader and a general to be able to say, it's okay, God bless you, go home, fine, you come, you go. It's bad. Because if I don't do that, I'll be held responsible. I listen to you at all. Jesus said, of all the good you gave me, I didn't lose one, except the son of perdition, that is Judas. It means that there is a leeway, there's an opening where you can lose somebody based on what they do and who they are. It didn't end well for Lucifer throughout the Bible. In Revelation 12 verse 9, the great dragon was held down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was held to the earth, and his angels with him. Only Satan was not held to them. All the people that ganged up and came together, and all of them were brought down. So be careful. Be careful. Absalom, it didn't end well with Absalom. Second Samuel 18:15. 2 Samuel 18:15. I'm finished with money in my pocket. I didn't put it there. It didn't end well for Absalom, and 10 of Joab's armor-bearers surrounded Absalom, struck him and killed him. 2 Samuel 19:15. It didn't end well for Ahithophel, who was the counselor of David. 2 Samuel 17:23. When Ahithophel saw that his advice had not been followed, he saddled his donkey and set out for his house in his hometown. He put his house in order and hanged himself. Every betrayer ends up dead. 1 Kings 2:46. It didn't end well with Shimei. Then the king gave the order to Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and he went out and struck Shimei down, and he died. Then the kingdom was established in Solomon's hands. Adonijah. 1 Kings 2:25 didn't end well with him. So King Solomon gave orders again, and he struck down Adonijah, and he died. Matthew 27 verse 5. It didn't end well with Judas. Judas threw the money into the temple and he left. Then he went away and hanged himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you the truth today. You are either with God or you are against God. Every attack on authority that God has set in place is a direct attack on the God that you serve. Because you don't see God, but God puts men in place to be a representative of Him upon the face of the earth. And the men also put other men in place to become a representative, to become a representative of what God is doing, what He has told him. So I will put Maxwell in a particular position. I will put Michelle in a particular position. I will put Nanasa in a particular position. I will put Skinina. I will put everybody, and they become representatives of what God has told me. Right? So if you disrespect them, you're actually disrespecting God by extension. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you are part of the church of God, tell your neighbor, be an active part.
Be an active part.
Be an active part.
Be an active
Next week, I'm going to look at some of the things that show us that you are a betrayer. Plenty. When I was sitting there, this guy was pressing his phone. When the woman of God was dealing with Great Commission, very lackadaisical, nonchalant. And guess what? You are sitting in front of the congregation, typing away furiously. Next week, during the week, I'm getting a bowl, I'll get a basket. Every worker, your phone goes into the basket when you enter the building. When we close the service, you're going to take your phone. So get a Bible, get a notebook, get a pen. If because of this directive, you stop being a worker quickly. It tells us that if I go, don't come in. You're a betrayer. This you are a betrayer. Ask your neighbor, are you a betrayer? Rise your feet and begin to talk to God, somebody. Rise your feet, begin to talk to God, somebody. Talk to God. Talk to God. And you will not be a betrayer. You will be a team player. You will love God. You will listen to instruction that you will grow.